Sometimes you got to read the room, man. Sometimes you just got to understand you have got to read the room, all right? And in the playbook of a lost season, of now being officially eliminated from the playoffs, there's all these markers that happen, right? Sometimes it's infighting, it's finger pointing, it's the leaks, and eventually you start to get veiled social media shots. And I think we got one yesterday. If you don't know,
now you know.
Now you know. Deshaun Watson posts a picture yesterday of him sitting somewhere luxurious. It did not look to be off the shores of Lake Erie. Enjoying a dinner. That pasta looked amazing. Little Italian, nice little red wine there. But he posts a picture on his Instagram. Not reading the room. And him away from the team while his guys are fighting through the rest of the season. I don't know if they saw it. I'm sure they did. Just what compulses some of these guys to post this kind of stuff? And it's hard to not sit there and think that's a shot. Like, it's just such a bad look from the guy that the fans don't want here anymore. And it's very clear and obvious that Deshaun Watson doesn't want to be here anymore. I frankly didn't want to talk about it. Ryan and I were debating this all morning. Like, is this something we should really be talking about? It's just going to get us pissed off. It's just going to get us riled up. But we'll discuss a little bit. Ryan, please pull up the IG post so we can show everybody so they can see it. What was on Deshaun Watson's Instagram yesterday. We're not done with the quarterbacks, though, because Bill Barnwell, he ran through, I think it was 9 different teams that'll be changing quarterbacks potentially in 2025 and what he thinks they're going to do. Us, Falcons, Giants, Jets, Panthers, Raiders, Steelers, Titans, and Vikings. All of this has the trickle-down effect of what might happen with the Cleveland Browns on what they're going to do, including your draft position. We're up to number 5. Mason Graham announces his departure to the NFL draft this morning. Drew Rosenhaus thinks he's a top 5 pick. Well, that lines right up with the Cleveland Browns. We'll talk about that as our 2 for Tuesday as well. Do you actually care about the Browns' individual draft position as we get, I can't believe we're here already, but we got games to go as well. Recap what we're hearing from Kevin Stefanski. It's hard for me not to start getting worried about this Jeremiah Owusu-Koramoah thing. Good news on Mike Hall. He might come back. We'll talk and recap some things from the Browns yesterday. We'll go around the league. Monday Night Football, 2 for Tuesday. Fresh day for the grid. We'll get to our bracket.
Yes.
We figured it out. I'm going to announce what that is just here in a second. Time up, morning update, 2 for Tuesday. We got it all for you right here on Big Play. Welcome to the show, everybody. I am Matt Fontana. Hey, is Ryan Tyler. Good morning. You can follow us on Instagram. Do we post a lot of dinner pictures on the Big Play Instagram?
I would if I was eating food like this.
Yeah, it looks like. Do you got it up? Is that it? That's his lovely girlfriend. Sipping the wine.
What a view, man. The little dogs too.
Hanging out with the dogs.
That pasta looks delicious.
Doesn't it look good?
Mm.
That looks good. That was on Deshaun Watson's Instagram last night.
That's courtesy of Jimmy Haslam right there. Mm.
Put it on his tab. Put it on his tab.
What a view, man.
Is that even in America?
It doesn't. I
have no
doubt
idea.
It.
I'll tell you this. That's not a place I get into.
That's a little above my pay grade.
They might even be at home.
That's not my $5 footlong dinner.
Did you watch Deshaun Watson on Selling Sunset? Do you know about that show?
Was he actually on it?
Yeah.
No, I did not know that.
So my wife watches that show. It's all these rich ass realtors selling millions of dollars worth of property.
I'm familiar with the show.
Because Johnny Manziel, lady friend's on there. She got a kid with Nick Cannon now. She's on that show. So my wife watched that show.
Who doesn't have a kid with Nick Cannon?
You're not wrong in that statement, right? But she was, he was on an episode. So my wife goes, you should probably watch this. And I did watch it. And that is his girlfriend. They were looking at this. I don't even remember. It was a $13 million house out in the hills of Beverly Hills or whatever. I don't even know. So I don't know where Deshaun Watson was at. But he posted that video yesterday. Good morning. At Matt Fontana Show, Twitter, Instagram. We're up on YouTube at Big Play, presented by our great friends at Fairway Ford. Tell you about this holiday deals going on at Fairway Ford. Just a second. What a horrible look. Like, listen, I get that people get wrapped up in social media. I spend too much time on Twitter as it is. And there's a balance of what you show on social media. It's one of the problems of our society right now. And a lot of the dad blogs I read, they go, don't look at what other people are doing. That's a little snippet of their day. You know, you feel like an a-hole because you don't take your kids out and you see all these videos, these people with their kids out doing stuff. And you feel like a jackass. And you're like, that's just one little clip of their day. You don't know what they're doing the rest of the day. But there's something about the flexing and the flaunting on Twitter and on social media, on Instagram and TikTok, well, you got it. But, like, why did he post that? Why?
I mean, you want my initial thought?
Yes, please.
I think that as much as the relationship with us is strained, he's sick of us as much as we're sick of him. Although we have a right to be, he doesn't.
I like your initial take on that.
I think he's just as fed up as being in Cleveland and dealing with the fans as the fans are watching him play quarterback and knowing that he got paid an amazing payday.
Okay,
for doing nothing.
You can slice it a lot of different ways. The timing. We were officially eliminated from the playoffs.
You can't, and you can't convince me it's not a shot. Like you said, you're eliminated from the playoffs. Everybody, these are the times when you talk about it, you're counting practices, you're looking ahead to the end of the season. These guys are still fighting through injuries. Yep. These guys are still not getting paid as much as him, and he gets to just go sit there and be on vacation. And I'm not saying he's not rehabbing. I don't know. He could be doing all that like he should be. It's just a bad look, like you said, for a team captain at the beginning of the season to now where you're looking at how bad this season has gone. Mainly, he's a big reason that it's gone this badly is out there enjoying vacation.
I actually will give you one worse. That is the other side of it. He didn't even think about it. What if that is actually? What if I give him the benefit of the doubt? Ryan just
I can't do that. I can't
think about that. What if it is so? And that's actually worse. Think about it. That's actually worse.
No,
If he wanted to post this to take a shot, at least the Browns and his teammates in our city are on his mind. What if it didn't even cross his mind?
That might be.
Is that not worse?
I mean, that would be more alarming. Like,
right.
Yeah, that would make you question everything. Like,
because
how could you be
like
that?
He's not even thinking about it.
Yeah.
It's not even in the back of his mind that he goes, this probably isn't a good look.
I just can't. The reason I can't buy that is because of how much him and his social media goons are always running amok on Twitter and whatnot and on Instagram. I can't buy that he has no recognition.
Like when he posted, though. That's not some targeted ad thing that his social media team ran. That was a video that he took on his phone and he decided he wanted to put it on his reels.
I understand.
And also, did not have the understanding.
Does he not have somebody that he pre-approves what to put on social media? I mean, at this point, with everything that's gone on and how much he's been in the spotlight,
do you have his Instagram? How many followers? You'd
think you'd have some type of PR.
A little bit, but also some of these guys, like, it's still their Twitter. It's still their Instagram. They just post what they want.
Yeah, I get that.
Then they don't run everything through them. And the thing is, I don't know how many hundreds of thousands of followers he probably has.
I'll
look it up. I'm going to guess. I don't think he has 1 million, right? I mean, Instagram has a lot more followers than Twitter.
1.2 million.
Wow. Okay. So, okay. On the other side of that, you could post that and delete it instantly. It's still going to get seen. It's still going to get seen. I think the worst part of this would actually be is if it didn't even enter his mind that this might be a bad idea, okay? And it's like, all right, I'm going to cut it real here with you. Like, when we don't have the show, like when we're off, I'm posting on Twitter, sure, but it also feels weird. Like, there are days that I would be on vacation, but I'd still do ESPN radio. That feels weird to me because I'm not doing what I'm supposed to be doing, or I'm not where I'm supposed to be, even if I'm off on vacation. The same thing. You're away from the team, you're rehabbing, and you might say, I posted a video of me at dinner. What does it matter? But it's like, you know where you stand with this team. You know where the fan base stands with you. This is, again, one of the many times there's a bad look. And you might also say, who gives a damn? And that was part of my battle this morning on as if we really wanted to talk about this, because I would imagine the vast majority of us have washed our hands of this situation. The Browns can't. They got to pay him his money. They have to worry about the salary cap and all that. But do you not see that as Joel Bitonio, as Myles Garrett, sitting there rehabbing, going out to freeze their ass off at practice tomorrow to get ready to go play the Chiefs, and he's gallivanting around? And there's part of it, those guys live personal lives, okay? And they're in the media because of the job that they have, and we get to talk to them every week, and it's a high-profile position. I understand all of that. But with that comes responsibility. With power comes responsibility. Like, you got to understand. Like,
thanks, Uncle Ben.
What's that?
Wasn't that Uncle Ben?
Yeah, it was. Yeah, it was Spider-Man. Good pull. I'm glad you got that. With great power comes great responsibility. That is right. I completely derailed there because I was thinking, I'm like, Matt Reed, or I think James Gunn came out and goes, nobody needs origin stories anymore. Nobody needs Spider-Man origin stories. Nobody needs Superman origin stories. Nobody needs Batman origin stories. Please, thank you. I know where he comes from. I know he got bit by a radioactive spider. I know Batman's parents are dead. Can we do something else? Move forward on things. I digress. Like, to not understand how that's going to be viewed, because you're right. Either he doesn't care how it's viewed, or he doesn't even care to think about, like, the repercussions of it. Yeah. And it could be a point that he knows he's not going to play football here anymore. And it's over. And
I think that's a part. He understands that the writing is most likely on the wall.
No,
and if anything, and I understand, obviously, we can wash our hands of it. The Browns can't necessarily just get rid of him, of course, but it probably makes that even easier for the Browns to realize something like that of, okay, it's officially over. And I mean, because we talk about it, I mean, you say there's still a chance Deshaun Watson could be the starting quarterback in terms of the Browns. Their options are limited, and you are paying this guy money as much as that sucks.
He's going to be here. I don't know what else to tell you. I mean,
but at this point, it's like, could you really, as a Browns organization, especially if the players start to turn on Deshaun Watson after seeing a post like this, which could very well happen?
Does it not bother?
I would get upset. It would upset me.
Wouldn't it bother you?
It would upset me.
Yeah. And I mean, the thing is, again, these guys, there's a line between what they do on the field and in the media versus, like, their personal lives. And the guys in the locker room will tell you that. There's all different walks of life in there, man. There's different political views. There's people from different areas of this country. And there's a line about what they do and what they do on their time off. Deshaun Watson is a very rich young man. He's got a lot of money. I'm not telling him that he's not allowed to go to dinner with his girlfriend and sit out in front of the water and enjoy his life. That's fine. What is the need and the compulsion to flaunt that or to show that? Because, yeah, athletes do that all the time, and they live a completely different world than the vast majority of us. And they have money that you and I will probably never see in our lives. Like, so I see that, and I just go, F you, man! I don't need to. I didn't even want to talk about this. It's so frustrating. Yeah, you made a bunch of money. Like, I like seeing the IG posts of guys that are at the children's hospital handing stuff back out. As much as we're ripping Dustin Hopkins. You know what Dustin Hopkins is doing today? He's hosting a charity event out there in Berea. Yeah, I like watching workout videos of Nick Chubb and Myles Garrett getting ready to go for the season, all right? Everybody, remember when Odell posted his Rolls Royce and everybody's, oh, man, that's really cool. Like, I shouldn't care. I'm not going to get angry about it. I'm not. Because it is just coming back to, like, we're just done here. Like, that's, we know that's eventually going to be the end of this. Whether it's right now, whether it's in 2 years, but just why have to add this now? It feels like you're getting kicked while you're down. And to say, well, yeah, that sucks for you. I'm going to sit here and enjoy my, like, but again, then I see the other side and I go, the guy wants to live his life. Who cares? Like, why is there just such a compulsion? You got to put this stuff on social media, that you got to put it out there. What, to show other rich people that you're rich? Show other players? Like, I guess it's also, to your point, yeah, you're not where you're supposed to be. You're supposed to be with his team. Now, Deshaun didn't want to tear his Achilles, but is there not a feeling of, okay.
I mean, I think
whatever job you used to have.
But here's the thing, Matt. Here's what you can boil it down to is when you see something like this happen, there are people that 100% would never do something like that. And I use Nick Chubb as just an example, right?
Sure, right.
And I use him because he just went through something similar, had a horrible injury, season ending. You never saw anything like that. And you never would expect that to come from anybody like that because it would never happen.
Well, and the difference is, what I was going to talk about was this. One of the first jobs that I had, like, I was just out of high school, and it was an hourly job, and I was working all that. And I thank my parents for a lot. They instilled a work ethic in me to earn my paycheck and to show up and work hard and all that kind of stuff. Bro, there was a guy I used to work with. He would just call off flippantly all the time. And it would be frustrating because then that would put more load on me. I had to pack more. It was a packing job. I had to pack more. I had to do more because he didn't show up. And he never felt any remorse about it. And again, that eventually leads to what? Usually you get fired when you don't show up to your job all the time and just call out for any goddamn reason. You're just not going to show up. Sorry for using that language. I shouldn't have said that. But anyway, like, is that not this kind of situation? Like, does he not have any remorse that he's not with his team playing right? Again, not his fault. It's not like my guy in my packing job that would sit there and not show up for any reason. But like, don't you have any remorse to say I should be with my guys, but whatever, I'm going to do this? Should he be in debt? Like, why isn't he with the Browns? And I get that guys go home and they have doctors everywhere else.
Maybe they told him.
And I'm not a professional athlete, which might shock some people. And maybe I'm cut from a different cloth. But like, if I was playing for a team and I had a season-ending injury, I would stay around my team. You can rehab here. He could be in the quarterback room helping out Jameis.
I know you're going to say no to this, but is it a possibility that, and this would do something to cause reaction from Deshaun Watson like that? Yeah, you do know where I'm going. It's they told him, listen, you're not going to be our starting quarterback next year. We're strung to you for years, and we're going to pay you because that's what the contract signed. But I want you to know you can go do your own rehab, go do your own thing. You're not going to be a part. You're not going to play for the Cleveland Browns ever again.
No, that's a 100% good point. That is a very valid point that I did not think about until you said that. And if that is the case, then that's some strength from the Cleveland Browns. Let's spin this to a positive. Here you go. The Browns did tell him to go away. Good.
Yeah, I hope.
They finally made the decision. Now, the repercussions and what they have to do from there on out. Ryan, maybe you are 100% correct, and I frankly hope you are.
Me too.
I hope that's what they did. Is that they said, you are just to a point, a detriment and a distraction to this team. And you're fine. You're fine. Maybe that was it. The final thing I want to say, because it's going to get my blood pressure up. We got other things we got to do. Does the timing do anything for you? That he posted that yesterday when we were officially eliminated from the playoffs. Am I reading too much into that? I think I am. I probably am.
Probably, but yeah. I mean, would it surprise me? No. I mean, listen, feelings aside about how you feel about Deshaun Watson off the field, even on the field play, he's never been good at reading a room, whether it's intentional or not. He doesn't win I mean, you can talk about whatever you want, winning press conferences, whether that's real or not. But I mean, you go back to his answer to, I believe it was Daniel Oyefusi?
Oyefusi, yeah.
What did he say? He said something like, we're in the same boat, man. Like,
yeah.
No, you're not. No. He's just never been good at answering questions.
Well,
he's been a bit tone deaf.
Him a little bit of
and I know you're going to to talk about it. He had rehearsed lines. Yeah, he was going through legal. He couldn't say anything. But even beyond that, after all of that was kind of muddied water aside, he's still never been great at winning, quote unquote, winning press conferences or to be quite frank, making people like him.
Well, that's what I was just going to say too. Talk about winning the locker room over, right? And I know play has a lot to do with that. But one of the traits that you are required to have to be a franchise elite quarterback is a leader of men. You got to look at that, again, anything aside, political, personal, all that. Can you be in that locker room and be a guy everybody wants to play for? And you know who I'm going to compare him to because we had a prime example of that prior here. Of a guy that everybody wanted to play for. Now, actually, I think we do have a guy here now in Jameis that guys do want to play for. But you got to win. You got to eventually have some success on the field. But if it starts when you walk in the locker room, it's like high school. Oh, here he comes. Yeah, great. Everybody stop talking. Here he comes. Like if you have that... The Aaron Rodgers, basically.
Seriously.
In the NFL, the Gretchen Wieners, if you will, of the Mean Girls. Here she comes. Everybody stop talking.
And especially,
if
you're bad, you can't be acting
well, especially if you're bad, you can't act that way. Sure. And that's, I think, what Aaron Rodgers is dealing with right now. They'll put up with some of that stuff. But again, are you somebody that brings people together and gets a team to follow you? And yeah, he was a captain. I don't read into that, dude. Most teams elect their quarterback as the captain. Caleb Williams, a rookie, he's a captain.
Last thing I'll say about this is for somebody who went through, obviously his victims were the one who went through stuff, but for somebody who had to experience something pretty traumatizing. I mean, you get 26 sexual assault allegations. You're in the national media everywhere. That's pretty traumatizing, right? Like, whether he deserved it or not is another thing, but you would do everything in your power. If it was me or you or basically anybody with a brain, you'd do everything in your power. You'd be watching every step you took to try and fix your image.
Yeah.
Even the little things you would do to try and fix your image and get people back on your side, I would think. And that's just something that I don't think Deshaun Watson really cares about.
Well, it's like that old saying, right? It's like public image or trust or whatever. It's gained in drops and lost in buckets, right? And he lost all of it. And I honestly, again, since he's been here, there's not been new issues, so to speak. He has tried to get out into the community. And again, I'm just going to be real. I understand the other side of it, where even when he tries to do that, there are some people that just won't ever accept him, right? He could be at a youth event trying to help kids out and all that, and there's still people that are like, we actually don't really even want you here. That's what he's got to deal with. Those are all those things. So he can only do so much. And again, I will give him the credit for that since he's been here, I think he's tried. I think he's tried very much, but eventually there's only so much you can do. 20 minutes on an IG post.
I mean, it all boils down to, I
hate to be here because the season's over and you got to talk about freaking social media posts.
I guess if you're the Browns, just learn your lesson. It all boils down to you gave $230 million, the richest contract at the point in NFL history, to a guy who, quite frankly, we know never wanted to be in Cleveland.
Sure. You gave it to the wrong guy. And whatever. You're here now. You've made your bed. You got to deal with it. I didn't see it because I don't follow him on Instagram. He had blocked me on Twitter a long time ago, so I don't see any of his tweets. I don't know what he does on there. That's all aside, so that's where we're at. It's like of all the freaking bull crap of a bad season, eventually you get to cryptic social media posts or people going through stuff on the media. It's just, we're there. And you want to know what? We got 4 games left. It's almost over, and we'll get ready to go for the draft. That is our 2 for Tuesday this morning. Updated draft standings. We're up to number 5. Now, Mason Graham, Michigan. Shout out to Nick Wilson, 92.3 The Fan. Nick and I are on the same side of this. We were both on the Mason Mobile, as he has dubbed it. And Drew Rosenau says Mason Graham's going to be a top 5 pick. All right. I'll take him at 5. Do you care about the Browns' draft position? Yes or no? 2 for Tuesday. Always 2 questions, 2 answers. We'll get to the second one in a second. Do you care about the Browns' draft position? Now, there's a group of people that say, I'm done with the quarterbacks. You, even at 5, probably won't have a look at Cam Ward or Shedeur Sanders. Probably. Certainly not at 8. And I even got some of that rhetoric this morning on Twitter. Look at the Browns' schedule on the way out. It's going to be a tough go. Dude, you're staring on the barrel 3-14, by the way. And I also thought about a question this morning. Do you think Kevin Stefanski could survive 3-14? Okay. I hope that there's another win in there. And, you can play the game about all the other teams' schedules and where it plays out. You go up to 5 now. You're still probably out of the position to take a quarterback. But there is Mason Graham. There is certainly probably Ted McMillan. There's my guy, Mykel Williams. There's more options. Like, the NFL sets the draft up the way that they do it because they want the bad teams to draft good players so they can get good. It's not that hard. They don't want a draft lottery. They like it the way that it is. And you would say the more picks that you can get up there, the better. Now, insert your joke about who we took at 3 or who we've taken first overall. I don't say first overall. We've done all right in first overall picks. But, getting a higher draft pick sometimes does not help you. If you screw the pick up, it doesn't matter if you picked 3 or 10. You screw it up, you screw it up. And there are guys that front offices or coaches just fall in love with, and that's how they get taken, right? So I don't want to sit here and instantly think, all right, us moving up 3 draft positions is a helpful thing. Sure, it doesn't hurt. And there's also the idea that they'll just trade back again. There's one thing Andrew Berry likes to do, it's move back in the draft and get more assets. So I'm not closing the door on that either. So the question is, do you actually care about the Browns draft position? And Ryan, I'm going to sit here today and tell you, I don't.
I do. I think it's crazy not to.
I love the draft. I love mock drafts. But 3 Okay, 3 is a little different. 5 versus 8 really doesn't matter to me. It doesn't.
See, I think that's crazy.
Why?
Because what if that's the difference of getting, say, Mason Graham to the next best defensive tackle? Like, I understand that you don't truly know who's going to be the best in the draft. I mean, we saw that firsthand with Jedrick Wills, and obviously Tristan Wirfs went later, and he's all pro. But I don't know, if you're a GM and you like trust your evaluation of talent, I mean, how could you not care?
No, it's because kind of like that. I know where Aaron Donald got taken. I know where Patrick Mahomes got taken. I know where Mike Evans got taken. Like, there's plenty of good players that are in the, and you got to find them, you got to evaluate, and there's great players that are taken at 5. I guess also the curveball of what other teams do, which again would help your argument, get up ahead as many as you can. So you don't have to worry about some rogue team coming up and making a change. But there's trades. There's going to be trades. And I got to tell you, I really do think the Browns might trade back. I think the final thing that I'm going to say about why I don't care so much about the Browns' individual draft position, I think this draft is solid. It doesn't seem like this is some you can't miss. There's 15 prospects that are day one starters, all pro guys. Sorry. You know, I had somebody tweet me about the tackles, right? Because somebody was asking me about, you know, the draft, and obviously Calvin Banks and Will Campbell. They're projected as guards. So both those guys could be tackles, but they could be guards. There's no Joe Alt in this draft. There is no Penny Sewell in this draft. Just talking about tackles for a second. So I think when I combo it up of I'm getting the itch that they are going to trade back, and maybe I have some questions about the depth of this draft, 5 versus 8 versus 7 versus 4, we're going to be in the top 10. There's no way right now the Browns, I guess, unless they go on a 4-game winning streak to close it on out. And I also come back to I held on for a lot of this season. Keep winning. I don't care about the draft. I'm not trying to tank. I'm trying to win as many games, and I'm still trying to do that. Ask me if I'd rather beat the Chiefs on Sunday or get the 4th overall pick. I'd rather beat the Chiefs. Keep this team a little bit together, and you'll still be able to select a good player. You're not falling out of the top 10. It really, and that's tough for me because I love mocks and I love the draft. Ryan, it's all the same for me. We're in the top 10.
I guess it depends how much, like you said, how much you weigh let's be technically for the records and what it means to the rest of the season. A win against the Chiefs is meaningless, but I understand how that could keep a locker room together. You go out when you see when all your cards are down, right, and you go and beat one of the best teams in football. I mean, how could that not be a boost, especially if Jameis goes balls out and your offense looks good, right?
Right.
I mean, that'll give you new restored faith. How much do you weigh that to, okay, I'm picking 5 versus I'm picking 8? And again, I mean, for me, it's like if Andrew Berry is going to be here, I would enjoy seeing one time you're up top 5 pick. You got to go get a can't miss guy. Can you do it? I mean, talk about having something to restore faith in AB.
Right, but you also have to line that up with a draft that has that.
Sure,
you know,
but
like that's my thing. You look
but
at
you
some
never
of the past
know
drafts,
what
and I would have died to have a top 10 pick in one of these last couple of drafts. There's studs left and right.
Yeah, but you never
and again,
know.
I'm projecting. I don't know. These guys could have all pros. I will find out, right? And that's the evaluation of what you're going to do with the draft. I guess it just doesn't matter that much to me. It doesn't matter. You're going to be in some 5-pick range. I think you're going to be anywhere between 4 to 9. I think that's where you're going to pick. That's fine with me. That's fine. Yeah, you may be like, because I'll tell you, you want to know the other thing? I keep saying the final thing, but this is really what it is. You're not in a quarterback race. I have completely and utterly accepted that we're not getting Cam Ward or Shedeur Sanders.
Absolutely.
Now, if they want to go trade up to go get one of those guys and they tell me that, you know, this is our guy, I like Cam over Shedeur, but I've just also accepted the fact that we're out of this quarterback race. So that's different. That's where you get all hyped up. And that's where you saw the trade for Carson Wentz. That's when you saw guys and teams having to go up to go get Marcus Mariota. Like, there was a race to get to the top to go take one of these quarterbacks. And we've seen that year over year where 4 or 5 guys go in the first round. The race to get Tua or Justin Herbert. You don't have that. You have 2 guys. That's it. And especially now, I don't know if you got this in the morning update, Carson Beck sounds like he tore his UCL. Done.
Which
changes things for college football playoff, doesn't it?
Which I'm just saying is honestly, I think increases Georgia's chance of winning.
Why?
Carson Beck isn't good.
Yeah, but is their backup that much better?
Did you watch the game? He played better than he played way better than Carson Beck. They actually scored points.
Well, one game, I guess, or half a game, or whatever it is. But
think about that. That's like a thing in college. I mean, we see backups come in that didn't get the chance. They come in for injury and they excel. I mean, we saw. I know that's one example out of many, but I mean, Tua. You saw come in for Jalen Hurts. I mean, Cardell Jones. I mean, I don't know.
Yeah.
Sometimes you see it happen.
No, I get what you're saying, but that does change little things for the college. Just makes that side that much easier. Penn State. God, if we just would have got up to that. That all aside, you're not racing to go get some quarterback in this one, so
right?
That's another reason why I don't think it's. I get it. I'm not trying to.
And in the example that I keep, but in the example I keep using, in the example that I'm going to say again, and I keep using is obviously the Jed Wills one, right? Like, let's say though you did take Tristan Wirfs instead of Jed Wills, same position, just a few, I think like maybe 4 picks between each other, right? Like, imagine the difference in the Browns if you had Tristan Wirfs instead of Jedrick Wills.
I mean, I'll flip it.
And could they be different players? Of course.
Imagine you took Mekhi Becton. Right? I wanted Mekhi. I was listening to Mekhi Becton. Where's he at now? And now, granted, he has turned his freaking career around with the Philadelphia Eagles, but he's a guard. He's a guard on the Eagles.
I don't think we'd be that much worse off.
But that's the crapshoot. That's the other thing, too. You know, I would say you're a little bit of an anti-Andrew Berry guy or just a realist on Andrew Berry. You really trust that guy? And I'm not trying to take a shot here. But, like, does 2 draft positions, does 3 draft positions really going to change things for him? I don't know. I'm a little apathetic towards it. I'm not going to lie. I think it's partly because of the talent in this draft, who you're going to get. It's not even that it's not a sexy position. I would love Mason Graham to come to the Browns. And that should be your argument to me. If you really want him here, why would you not want to be 5?
Well,
you're almost guaranteed to get Mason Graham if you get to 5. There's 3 guys you know bona fide.
According to Tankathon, we're still at 8.
So that the updated thing from Field Yates was they go off the waiver order or something. He said we're up to 5, so everybody's, I believe, Field. And then he said we're up to 5. So we got to believe we're on 5. That's kind of where it is, so we'll see how it goes. All right, we'll get to our second 2 for Tuesday because Ryan had to think about this one. This is an interesting one that we'll get to coming up as well. We got to go around the league, and I'm excited to do this. Bill Barnwell's quarterback carousel. He's got 9 teams. What do they all do at quarterback, including the Browns? We'll get to that in a second. What are you going to do if you need that new vehicle? You're going to go to Fairway Ford. FairwayFordOhio.com is their website. The holiday sale is on. Thousands of dollars off that new vehicle. They have plenty of pre-owned vehicles, too, that if you just go to FairwayFordOhio.com, you can see the money off that you're going to get there as well. Rates potentially as low as 1.9%. And I don't want people to forget, December 21st, Saturday, 10 to 2, they're filling the trunks for the Animal Charity of Ohio. If you can't make it out there, go search on Chewy or Amazon wish list for the Animal Charity of Ohio. You can make a donation that way. But if you can make it out there, great. Get your pet's picture taken with Santa, and you can peruse that lot out there at Fairway Ford. What's your vehicle? What do you need? You know, do you like the SUV? You like the crossovers? You need the truck, commercial truck. The inventory is where it's at with Fairway Ford. They have hundreds of vehicles. They are the largest Ford truck dealership in Ohio. Let's go back to the NFL draft, right? Would I want to draft my car off a lot that there's only 5 picks? Absolutely not. I want 300 of those F-150s to pick the one that I want. You want to do a custom order? You can certainly do that. And by the way, sometimes Fairway, because they have such a great relationship with Ford, they may be able to get you bumped up on that list of the orders coming in from Ford. But you also, good bet, you might find one that's damn close to what you're looking for, and you could drive it off the lot that day. 1.9%, 60 months, super important there, and no payments for 90 days. Their Christmas sale is going on right now at Fairway Ford. Don't be sitting there early next year saying, you know what, I thought my car was going to hold on. And I don't talk about this enough, too. You got a youngster that needs that vehicle, right? You want to get them in a safe vehicle. Maybe they just got their driver's permit. Maybe they're going off to college next year, and they need that set of wheels. I don't know if you're going to buy a brand new F-150. You're very nice if you would. But the pre-owned lot is amazing as well. They're all certified pre-owned. They're all inspected. They're all safe vehicles. They're all good to go. You're dealing with a family organization, 20-plus years. Family-owned and operated at Fairway Ford. Half of their sales staff there for 15 years or more. They're not desperate to make sales, but they'll make them. That's the best thing I could say. They're willing to make deals. It's not because they have to. It's because they want to. They want to get you in that ride. They want to find a way to make it work for you. Working on the APR, working on the money off, they can do it all for you. Tell them we sent you here from Big Play or the show. FairwayFordOhio.com. That is FairwayFordOhio.com. All right, speaking of cars, got to drive in the rain, got to drive in the snow. What do you hate more, rain or snow? We got the rain now. The snow is coming. Our second 2 for Tuesday. What do you hate more, snow or rain? I got an easy answer on this one. It's rain. I can't stand the rain. Snow, I guess, maybe most of us, we've all dealt with it most of our lives, and driving can suck. But, in the snow, I can still go out with my kid and play. You can go play football. You can build a snowman, all that. Shoveling the driveway sucks. I got a big old snowblower, though. I got the self-propelled one. I do my whole street. I do my neighbor's yard for her, or driveway for her. I'll do the whole sidewalk. I got the whole gear, man. I got goggles. I got my coveralls. I'll be out there for hours if you let me. So the snow never bothers me. And I don't know, I grew up enjoying all the seasons here. There's something about the rain, though. Canceling your baseball game. When you wake up, you're like, man, are we going to be able to play tonight or play this afternoon? Driving in this morning in the fog. There's just something disgusting about being wet, too. I hate just being cold and wet. So I'll take the snow any day of the week over the rain. Rain cancels tee times. Probably the shift of being.
Oh, and snow wouldn't?
Well, you don't golf in the winter. I'm not complaining about going golfing.
Yeah, because of snow.
Yeah, well, you get your day here and there. Go talk to Drennan. That guy, I want to know. I'm going to put this on Bruce. Hey, you got your Ask Bruce segment tomorrow? Write this down. Does he think that he has played on every single calendar day of a year?
Oh, wow. In his life.
In his life. I'm sure he's played on June 2nd and July 15th. Has he ever played on December 10th? You'd have to go back. And plus he goes to Florida.
I'm sure he has.
So, check off all those ones. I love Bruce, man. And that guy will show up at Columbia Hills if there's any day the snow melts and it's not raining. He's standing in the clubhouse.
I think this is an interesting question because
you said it was interesting. Are you a little conflicted?
Because snow has the aesthetic, rain has no aesthetic.
That's a good point. That's a great point. A white Christmas.
And yes, rain is very depressing, and snow can be depressing too, obviously, when it's cold out. But for me, a big part of why this is tough is driving, because driving in the rain isn't necessarily hard. Yes, you have to be slow just like snow, but snow can totally derail, and I feel like it probably causes more accidents than rain, and it's just an awful thing to drive in when it's slushy, and especially with my drive to work right now. If it's snowing, I got to leave 30 minutes earlier.
Oh, yeah.
So there's pros and cons. There's really no pros of rain. Well, actually, we need rain to live. So how about that?
Water's a good thing, yeah.
So I don't know what I would pick. I'm torn.
I would try to sell you on the rain side, but I think you hit it all. Here's a weird thing. I feel like Clevelanders drive crappier in rain than they do snow.
You think so?
Yeah, because snow, you just know you need to go slow. And I know there's usually more accidents. And I'm a West Sider. I'm shocked you didn't go snow because you're an East Sider. Ashtabula's about to get slammed again.
Yeah.
12 inches again coming out there.
Yeah.
And thankfully, I don't live in the snow belt.
But snow's so pretty, and when it's Christmas, after Christmas, snow gets annoying.
February, and this is not a shot at my two brothers who celebrate birthdays in the month of February.
Yeah, I'm also
February's
January.
The crappiest month around here.
And I'm January, so snow does suck for that because you can't really do much you could in a June birthday.
February sucks around here for that. But people say, a nice spring rain. And I'll tell you, as a dad with a lawn, I enjoy the rain. My brother-in-law always texts us because we really needed it. And we went through dry spells this year where I'm like, I need the rain for my lawn. I hate rain more. Plus, we also deal with rain more often than snow. We get 3 months solid of snow here, but you get rain pretty much year round.
Yeah.
I went rain. Think about it. You can vote on it.
I'll probably vote rain.
You'll probably vote rain. That's the way to do it. Go vote. At Matt Fontana Show. Drop us a follow there. I'm at Matt Fontana 83. Ryan is at Ryan Tyler 33. You also check us out on Instagram, Twitch, and up on YouTube for Big Play. You ready for the quarterback carousel? Pay your quarter. Get on.
Let's do it.
9 teams from Bill Barnwell. The 2025 NFL quarterback market. Okay? So we started at number 1. Teams that could take a quarterback or change a quarterback. Okay? Number 1, Minnesota. Sam Darnold is absolutely insane nuts right now. All right? What do you do with J.J. McCarthy? What do they do? What would you do? I'm going to do this. Every team I list, you tell me what you think they should do. Vikings could make the change from Bill Barnwell. What would you do?
I would do everything in my power to keep Sam Darnold. I mean, you have McCarthy, who missed his entire rookie year. He's coming off a knee surgery. Like, even if he is better than Darnold, when is he going to get on the field? And you talk about the potential bridge. And what Sam Darnold's doing right now, I think it'd be insane to move on from him.
It also, do you not open that Trey Lance window of you just go in with Darnold and say, we'll trade away J.J. McCarthy?
Yeah.
You have to do that while you're winning, right? Could you imagine if the 49ers had to do that this year? People would be pissed, but they were a really good team. Could you imagine if tomorrow, and I know it can't, but I'm just saying, just live with me for a second here. They come out tomorrow and they say, we're trading away J.J. McCarthy. Nobody would care. Nobody would care. Outside of the Lions, who have been absolutely insane. Dude, I looked at the NFC playoff picture, or I looked at the overall playoff picture this morning on Pro Football Talk. Dude, the Packers are 9-4. They've lost twice to the Lions and once to the Vikings. They're 9-1 outside of their own division. Yeah. That is insane. But you talk about how good the Vikings are. Nobody would bat an eye if they said, we're going to trade away J.J. McCarthy, we're going to sign Sam Darnold to a 5-year contract extension, and he's our guy. I don't think you're going to get a top 10 pick back or whatever McCarthy was taking. I don't remember. But, like, you're not going to quite get that return on the value. At least it wouldn't be as bad as maybe Trey Lance. But you could do that tomorrow, or at least be your idea, and say you found Sam Darnold. The question is, can you keep it going with him? He's had a career of being, backup up to that point. Who knows? Bill Barnwell's likely starter for the Vikings in 2025, J.J. McCarthy. So if he thinks it is McCarthy, that opens Sam Darnold as being available, which is interesting. And he brought up another idea. They just do the franchise tag. Remember when the Patriots did that? They franchised Matt Castle after he had that insane season when Tom Brady got hurt. They knew where they were going back to Tom Brady. They franchised him, franchise tag, and then traded him. What if they franchised Sam Darnold and then traded away Sam Darnold? Ooh, that's a spicy question. What if you wanted to go get Sam Darnold? What would be better? You just sign him in free agency, which would be more money and more years, or the Vikings franchise tag him for 30-odd some $1 million, and all you got to do is give up draft picks. Now, you still got to pay him, and we don't have the money necessarily for that next year. That's kind of a stupid question. The easy answer is that you want to be able to sign him in free agency because you do multiple years, and you spread the money out. Yeah, that's the answer because you don't want to have to give up draft picks if you don't. So Bill Barnwell thinks it's J.J. McCarthy time in Minnesota. Next up, teams that could make a change. The Carolina Panthers. Bryce Young obviously has turned the corner a little bit. And I'm one that I've started critical about Bryce Young. I see development. I see some of the throws. I just don't know if I'd be all in and putting all my eggs in the basket of a guy like Bryce Young. I could be wrong on that, and he could go off to great things. What would you do if you're the Carolina Panthers?
I don't necessarily know if you have an option. I think you have to keep rolling it out with Bryce Young. You're not paying him anything, and what are you going to go do? Your team's not good enough where you can just go get a quarterback and you're going to see an instant change. Like, you gave up so many assets in just the last couple of years that you are so far set back. You need Bryce Young to pan out. What are you going to do? You're not going to go get Sam Darnold. He's already been on the Panthers. What quarterback are you going to go get? Derek Carr? That's not going to work. Aaron Rodgers? Certainly not. Like, you are still so locked in that rebuild, I feel like. I don't think you have an option but to roll out Bryce Young next year, and especially given that he's proved in these last couple weeks. I mean, he looks way better than he ever has.
Since his return to the lineup, he's ranked 15th in the league in QBR.
Damn near beat the Eagles.
They should have, right? Xavier Legette didn't drop that ball. We're talking about a different game there, right? Absolutely. All right, next up.
Is that what Barnwell said?
He said, I'm sorry, you're right. He said Bryce Young. He said Bryce Young is their starter. All right, another team, Bill Barnwell's quarterback outlook 2025. Teams that could make a move. The Pittsburgh Steelers. Is it not just Russell Wilson? And I'll just tell you ooh.
Well, they'd have to pay him after this year, no?
Oh. Bill Barnwell, likely 2025 starter for the Steelers, a veteran who's not on the roster. So then you would...
I guess it would come down to who would they want to give money to, Russell Wilson or Sam Darnold. But I would imagine that
Kirk Cousins.
No,
I'm
that's
just thinking
not
of veteran guys, Aaron Rodgers. Why would they just not run it back with Russell Wilson?
Right, I would think that'd be a smart thing to do.
Unless, do they really think
they
got all the juice out of it they could get?
Maybe. I mean, it's hard to. You can't say that at this point. I don't need. I mean, how much of an upgrade is Russell Wilson or Sam Darnold from Russell Wilson? The way Russell's been playing.
What I'm googling right now, Russell Wilson's 36 years old.
Sure.
So even at best, you think he only has 2 more years. At least you go get Darnold. You know he's got more tread on the tires.
Sure.
Again, it might be a regression because that's like the ultimate thing here for the Steelers. They could try to keep piecemeal in this. What they really need to do is find their franchise guy.
Yeah.
So he says veteran, not currently on the roster. He says if Wilson leads them to a playoff win, Tomlin might just want to run it back with the league's cheapest veteran quarterback.
Draft a second, third round quarterback.
Yeah, something like that. Russ got to get paid next year, right?
I believe so.
Yeah. And he's made enough money. I don't think, and you know how chachi he can be. Like, I would think he'd be, no, I want to stay here and go Steelers and all that other kind of stuff. Like, I'd imagine he'd want to stay. All right, next group. Teams that will make a quarterback change. The New York Jets. We know it ain't going to be Aaron Rodgers. Who do you think the starting quarterback for the New York Jets next season will be?
Well, they're not getting Shador Cam.
Nope.
I mean, I just can't fathom running it back with Aaron Rodgers.
I don't think that's happening either.
But then, I mean, you're going to have to sign somebody, or either you roll out a second or third round pick.
Likely 2025 starter, a rookie quarterback selected somewhere later in the draft.
Like a Jackson Dart,
a
Drew L.R., Nussen Burtmeyer, whatever the dude from LSU, Jalen Milroe.
Oh, Newsauer or whatever his name is.
Yeah, something.
Yeah, rookie quarterback selected later in the draft is that. All right, New York Giants. Ain't going to be Drew Lock. Ain't going to be Danny Dimes. We know that. They go, Bill Barnwell says a player not on the roster, not drafted guy, but probably a Marcus Mariota, Derek Carr, now injured, maybe out of New Orleans, potential there. The Atlanta Falcons, quarterback for 2025.
Michael Penix.
It's going to be Michael Penix, and that's exactly what Bill Barnwell has. Las Vegas Raiders, Aiden O'Connell, Gardner Minshew. He says a rookie drafted. The Tennessee Titans.
Oh, that's going to be Shador. I'd put $1 million on it.
He says it's a player not on the roster.
It's going to be
That's
Shador.
all he says.
It's
going to
be
not
Shador.
On the roster. All right, final one. I left the Browns for last. So number 1, Bill Barnwell puts the Browns in the category of a team that might make a quarterback change. And I think that's probably leaning towards exactly who his answer is going to be. The starting quarterback week 1 of the 2025 season for the Cleveland Browns.
It's going to be Jameis Winston.
A rookie selected in the draft. That's what Bill Barnwell writes.
So then it's going to have to be a second-round pick.
It's going to have to be.
Unless
crazier things can happen here.
God. Unless they fall in love with some... I don't even know who it would be.
I want to read through this.
It'd be like Jalen Milroe or something.
Coming off what was perhaps the quintessential Winston performance of the 504 touchdown, 2 pick 6 loss, it was inevitable.
Before you go into this,
yes,
is that even necessarily something the Browns would do, right? Because then I would imagine, so if you do, I guess, so they're talking about drafting a rookie and bringing back Jameis, but if you did that,
probably,
why would you not start Jameis? That's interesting.
Let's get to Barnwell. He says, coming back, after, again, Monday night, you face a tough Steelers defense. He had a nice throw to Jerry Jeudy. But again, you know what you have with Jameis Winston. I tipped on your Deshaun Watson thing. You ready for this? A little sobering here for Barnwell. Winston's most positive characteristic is just that he's not Deshaun Watson. The fact that the offense has gone from one of the worst to just 25th in 6 starts is not a reason for celebration. The Browns continue to leave heavily on the pass with him under center. And sure, he's capable of making any throw, both good and bad. At its core, Kevin Stefanski's offense excels with a quarterback who can thrive working in play action and boot games. Like Sean McVay and Kyle Shanahan's offenses, Stefanski's attack is not quite the play action or heavy zone as it was 5 years ago, but the core concepts of moving linebackers and creating throwing lanes and manipulating coverages still apply. Winston has been good there. He's actually the 9th best quarterback in QBR since he took over on play action. But what Bill just keeps getting back to is you got to look at the body of work of who Jameis Winston is. This is still not quite round peg square hole that Watson was, but it's still not quite the fit of what Kevin Stefanski thinks or needs. He writes the money owed to Watson, all that other kind of stuff. Through the financial and team building considerations have to come into play here. The Browns will roll over plenty of salary cap into next year, but they're going to have to pay Deshaun Watson a lot of that. They have contributors that need to be paid on offense, paid on defense. This feels more like a situation that the Browns will look for lower cost options under center and hope to find that long-term replacement for Watson. They can do that by selecting one in the 2025 draft.
So Bill Barnwell's done.
What's that?
It's a lot easier said than done.
Sure. Yeah. And that's where it ain't going to be Cam or Shador, probably. Now, I will tell you, I'm not anti-taking a guy in the second round. That's fine. Like, again, throw me names. Well, sure, fine. But is that a guy that you're going to be willing to sit there and just say, you're starting week one? Because
I mean, that's the thing, because could that work out? I mean, odds are no, and in a perfect world, that would be the best scenario, obviously. But are you really going to, then if he's not ready, which he probably won't be, right? You don't have Jameis, it'd be what, DTR? Like, that's a sunk season.
I mean, you signed some other veteran guy to be his mentor. You have to do that. Here's the ultimate question. Knowing what we've seen out of Jameis, and knowing that the majority of us would welcome that as your bridge season, what would give you more hope next year? Jameis or some second-round drafted quarterback? And I think that has to be a factor here. As we're kind of at our low point, and we talked about culture and hope on this show yesterday, right? Don't you kind of want something you can just sink your teeth into a little bit?
Well, of course I do, and of course the answer to that question is
go draft a guy.
I understand that, and of course the answer is what would give you more hope as a rookie, because that's an untapped ceiling that you're yet to find out what it is. Yes. Of course, but at the same time, I mean, let's say it doesn't work out, you waste. I don't want to say wasted, but like you're relying on a second round rookie quarterback to come in here and change things, when let's say you waited that year, you took a valuable player in the second round that actually makes an impact, a franchise player, and then you just bring in Jameis back. I mean, like, yeah, you're battling your options here, and that's what GMs have to do. But I mean, I don't know, if I'm the Browns, do you play it safe, or do you just go out and throw the dart at the second round quarterback?
I mean, that's almost kind of the thing of just turning this tide. Like, you have this wave, this momentum, this mountain that is staring you down. Throw the Hail Mary. Because if next season is going to start to look like Jameis is a sunk cost anyway, you know, we asked that question a couple weeks ago. Do you think Jameis Winston could really take you to playoffs next year, right? If you're kind of thinking that that's not a possibility anymore, and if these recent games are starting to, I don't say cloud your judgment, but giving you more information on this, then yeah, go get me a rookie.
I mean, yeah.
At least I got that.
It would be more exciting, no doubt.
It would be, and maybe you can find a Dak Prescott. Maybe you can find your Jalen Hurts. I don't know, late round quarterbacks. But that's also, bro, like,
we get our first taste of,
and Mahomes and Burrow and Lamar and Josh Allen and just all these guys all have what in common? First round picks. Now, I know Lamar was 32nd. They all weren't number one. But the odds tell you, of the successful quarterbacks in the NFL, you're better off taking one in the first round. You know. Would you take a Derek Carr level guy? He's a second round pick.
No. What is
that? Jimmy Garoppolo type?
No. See, what's the point? What's the difference between that and Jameis?
I'll tell you this though.
They don't turn the ball over as much. Sure, but
you would just go find another one next year then.
I mean, yeah, I mean, if that's astronomically cheaper.
Like, I'm starting to really open my mind. Not with our first pick. But you take the best of the rest in the second round. Or, I don't know if I'd like this, you somehow trade back from your 5th, 8th pick, whatever it might be, pick some more ammo up, slide back into the 20s, take somebody. I don't think you need to do that.
Why can't you just draft a rookie and re-sign Jameis?
Team's going to want to get paid, though.
Like, what is he going to be asking for?
I think he's going to ask for $10, $12 million a year. 2 years. Do you really have that cash? And especially if you really think you're going to be starting a rookie.
Why don't you just give him a 1-year deal if he'll take it?
I don't think he's going to take that. I don't think.
See, and then I had this debate with Josh Cribbs on his show. Like, is the team? I understand how desperate teams can be for quarterbacks. Like, you really is Jameis going to be someone you're going to have to get in a bidding war for?
Maybe. It only takes one team to fall in love with him.
I understand that,
and like the thing is, the more openings that are there, because even just think about Bill's article here. What did he have? 4 or 5 teams that said just draft a guy? There ain't that many quarterbacks. So the thing is, some of these teams are in the same situation as like look at the Jets, right? The Jets thought they were going to be good. They have a pretty built roster everywhere else. They might want a little more stability and go with a guy like Jameis. Because the other thing we also have to remember in this, you and I see him every day. You and I, not every day, he's not a big player, but you know what I mean? Like, we're more in on it because he's here. Other teams are on the outside, the periphery. They could easily fall in love with him because they're not necessarily seeing every little thing. You get what I'm saying? Like, it's different because they're here. You feel comfortable because he's here. And there's also something that is starting to gnaw at me a little bit. Get out of that comfortability. Jameis Winston coming back to the Browns is comfortable. That's the easy thing to do. With the hellhole that we are in right now, I don't think comfortability helps you right here. I don't think that helps. And yeah, we know what Jameis is going to be, so we're going to ban that on this show. We know what you get with Jameis Winston. I'm really starting to open up, just draft a guy in the second round and start him from day one. That's it. I mean,
I would love to do both and then bridge the rookie. I mean, you're really gonna,
man. Just go. Just go.
So now you're changing your philosophy about bridging quarterbacks?
Maybe a little bit.
You know what I'm saying?
I'm starting to think about it.
Yeah, because we've been so down and we have nothing to latch onto.
You're right.
That something like that would
You're
be
right.
hopeful, but
You're
sometimes you don't want to over.
Right.
Well, I'm looking for a better word, but
here you go. Ready? NFL 2025 draft QB rankings. Here we go. PFF. You want it?
Sure. Can I guess?
Yeah. Go ahead.
What do you mean? Oh, 2025, not this year's class. They ranked.
No. This year's class.
Oh, you don't think? Why are you laughing? You don't think I could rank it?
Because the PFF #1 quarterback, you'll never.
Oh,
get
so
it.
it's by like these crazy grades.
It's the grading. Yeah.
So I'll never get it.
I don't say you'll never get it. You know this guy. We all know this guy. I just don't believe that he's #1, but he is on PFF.
Well, then it's got to be some weirdish. So I'm gonna go Quinn Ewers.
No.
Jalen Milroe.
Jalen Milroe is #1 on PFF.
I mean, he's got some intangibles he can't teach.
Then Cam, then Shador, then Nussmeier at LSU, then Drew Aller. That's it. This is the top 5. So, like, okay, Drew Aller, big board rank at PFF.
That's the thing, though.
77th.
It all depends, though, like you said, Matt, because it all depends what you say. Because Drew Aller, for instance, is not a guy you can even consider starting day one.
Why not?
He's like 20.
So what?
What have you seen at Penn State this year and last year that have made you think, yeah, this is a guy that come in the NFL and start day 1?
Sure.
That's
Fine.
crazy.
Garrett Nussmeier, LSU. Strengths, adequate NFL arm, eye for the deep pass. Weakness, lack of experience in being able to late to reads. Okay, we're done with that. Late to reads, no thank you. Too comfortable retreating to avoid pressure, too loose with his lower body mechanics. That's
What?
nothing.
What are you laughing at?
Too loose with his lower body mechanics. I don't know why I found that.
What's funny about that?
I don't know. I just made it funny.
Cool. I thought it was funny.
Take one of those guys. Start at week 1. See where you go. If you want to keep James around, great.
You're totally flipping your philosophy on this because you can't overact like that.
Again, do you want to know what I think this all comes back
There's
to?
There's no just instant fix of everything that Deshaun Watson has been.
No, there's not. It's not easy. But I think it's Bitcoin. It's a stock. This is boom or bust. But it's also the easiest thing to do. It's the cheapest. I don't want to say it's the best.
You know what? You're guarding from the fact that the Browns are going to have to do a rebuild. That's what you're trying to guard yourself from.
They were going to draft a quarterback and not do a rebuild. You're right.
You're trying to guard yourself from that. I understand, but unfortunately, I don't think there's another option.
Here's what I think.
And this isn't me saying go trade Myles Garrett and all that, but no. You're going to have to do some sort of rebuild.
Here's the problem. Here's what I think is actually getting me into this situation. I think I've seen enough Jameis. I got it. And I knock at him, okay? And maybe if we would have won that Broncos game, I'd be singing a different tune. And we'll see what happens Sunday. And I'm glad the Browns came out yesterday and said he's going to start Sunday. That's fine. I've had the epiphany. I think I finally got what Jameis Winston is.
I'm going to hold off till the end of the season
for that.
I'm going to hold off till the end of the season for that.
Okay, that's fine. You and I are different, and maybe things will change for me for right now. But maybe I'm late to the party, and other people aren't even going to come to the party. That's fine. I think I know what I got. I think I'm out.
I mean, everyone was clamoring to bring back Joe Flacco.
I know. And look what happened in Indy. I think I know what I got. And I appreciate him, and I love him, and I thank him for what he's doing. I'm going to go in a different direction now. That's just it. I think it's what it's going to have to be.
All right.
That's what it's going to have to be. And if it's Jackson Dart.
Stop.
If it's Jalen Milroe, sure. I'll talk myself into it like I do every other year with a quarterback.
I think that's lunacy.
You wouldn't start Jalen Milroe number 1?
If I had to, I would prefer to keep Jameis and start him and bridge him.
Jalen Milroe, PFF, strengths. Not just escapability, but a true dual threat athlete. Good enough athlete to force missed tackles. Twitchy athleticism. Evident in his throwing motion. Can show really nice touch and accuracy on deep passes. Experienced RPO quarterback.
I mean, if you're telling me I could get Jalen Milroe in the second round, I'm taking that 10 out of 10 times.
Weaknesses. Accuracy and decision-making variance is large right now. Plenty of highlight plays, but also plenty of regrettable ones. Holds the ball low and loose in his stance. We'll fix that up. Accuracy can dip when he takes speed off his throws for shorter distances. That doesn't really work for Kevin Stefanski's offense. Can struggle seeing non-primary defenders. Does that mean he gets baited? Time to throw and sacks taken far too high. You take the bad with the good. That's Jalen Milroe's write-up from PFF. They have him as the number 12 overall prospect on PFF. Maybe it's a good thing they didn't make the playoffs. Get more tape out there. Maybe he slides into the first round. I don't know. But if you could get him, because, okay, let's say we're picking 5. Then you'd be picking 37. Sure. Why not? Now, the other problem is there could be a greedy, hungry team that needs a quarterback. First 2 go, they get alarmed, and they just go up and take him at 16 or something crazy. That certainly could happen. That comes back to your draft position.
Should I read Patrick Mahomes' pre-draft weaknesses?
Please do.
Gunslinger who can be reckless with the football.
Okay.
Has some mechanical issues to fix. Throws too many passes back across the field. Still does that.
Yeah, he does.
Can sail deep too far. Will need to learn working under center. Will have to learn on footwork and making drops from under center. Will need to learn working in NFL huddle.
All that is just
will need to improve
BS.
Footwork. Needs development for a pro-style offense. College offense ran a lot of plays he won't run in the NFL. Needs to take more checkdowns. Needs to work on staying in and being comfortable in the pocket.
What's the one thing you didn't hear there? Accuracy. That was not a problem, right?
That's a strength.
It's just one person's write-up. I don't know who draft analyst you put that up for. It's like, yeah, you compare here and there. I don't know. I guess I'm really starting to think more about taking a quarterback in the second round and just starting him from day one. I think I've seen it with Jameis. All right, I haven't seen the grid yet. We'll do that coming up in a little bit. We do have to go around the league. Got morning update. A lot of entries for our bracket. A lot of entries for your favorite adult animated. Rick and Morty, South Park, Archer, Futurama, Simpsons, Family Guy, King of the Hill, American Dad. Those are all the ones we got so far.
I have not heard my personal entry listed yet.
Okay,
and it's not necessarily as popular, but man, if you've seen it, I think it's the best one there is.
Ren and Stimpy, the PJs. Love it.
The
all
PJs.
Right, we're there. Mike tweeted the Eddie Murphy animated show.
What's the PJs?
I don't know. That's just the PJs. I guess that's his thing. It's American sitcom. Oh, back in 1999. Short-lived with Eddie Murphy and crew. But there it is. All right, get those votes in at Matt Fontana 83. We'll get to the bracket set here in hour 2. Round the league coming your way. Stay with us. Rip the grid, baby. Let's go. Yes. We'll do around the league in a second. Welcome back. Fontana Show right here on Big Play.
Now we have, this is
what?
I'm just thinking. So today's Tuesday.
We ended up having to use the Wordle, right? Is it weird that I woke up this morning and I thought about D'Amico Ryans because that was our answer that we missed yesterday?
Was he in your dreams?
Yeah, I had a dream about it. The circadian rhythm with the kid. Is that not the worst when you wake up like a half hour before your alarm? Where it's long enough to piss you off, but not long enough to go. You know, if it's an hour, I'm trying to go back to sleep.
Every day.
35 minutes. I woke up at 5:26 this morning. And I was laying there. I'm like, why are you awake? And I don't know why. I was just sitting there, thoughts to myself, and I was like, D'Amico Ryans, man. D'Amico Ryans. Maybe he fits today. I don't know. Let's find it out. Day 2 of the grid. Let's roll. All right. The damn Commanders.
Every time.
I don't like that.
I don't either.
I don't like that.
Yeah, that's not good.
I don't like it. Go.
That's never a good sign.
All right.
Super Bowl champ, Broncos. Yeah. Peyton. Debating, man.
Can you mess with my headphones again? I still can't hear you.
You can't hear me?
I can't hear you. Try talking now.
Hello?
No.
Hello?
You were like, hey, wait, turn it back down. This is on me. Talk now.
Hello?
Genius. You're doing this show for an hour and 10 minutes, and I've been dying over this. I can't hear you.
Genius.
This thing's finicky. Give me a piece of tape over here. All right, Jets. Broadway Joe.
I was going to say our options are pretty limited for that one. I'll put Jameith, not Namath.
Broadway Joe.
Soon to be Baker Mayfield. Just kidding.
Yeah, right.
We can just do Brady.
That's fine. All right. I would like to focus here, man, because, dude, we get smoked.
Should we save Washington?
No, I think we should try to get him out of the way. Chargers always give us problems too. All right, Washington, Vernon Davis, but I don't think it applies to any of those other ones, which is not good for us.
Drew Lock, no.
Adrian Peterson.
Tim Tebow, no. Running backs, Melvin Gordon, no.
Oh, no, Melvin Gordon works Broncos Chargers.
Yeah, I'm just thinking Washington.
Oh, okay. Well, just Washington players.
So I guess I can just rip Melvin Gordon here then.
Yeah, I might as well just get him out of the way. All right, Alex Smith, no.
No. Ryan Kerrigan, no. Logan Thomas, no.
I actually don't think Colt McCoy works for any of these either. Jacoby Brissett?
No.
All right, Tyrod Taylor works Jets Chargers.
Taylor Heineke, I don't think, no. Why do they zoom in on certain players?
I don't know, it's weird. Taylor Heineke is a good pull, but...
Chase Young, no.
No.
Marcus Mariota, no. RG3, no.
Yeah, you're right.
Man, Pierre Garçon, no. So. Deshaun Jackson, Buccaneers, Washington?
Yes.
Right?
Yes. Oh, God. All right, Chris Cooley. Does D'Angelo Hall work Jets, Washington?
I don't know.
I want it to work, but I don't know.
Josh Norman? Don't believe so.
Terrell Pryor?
Jets, Washington.
I think.
I think
right?
So. How do you spell Terrell? You know I can't
You
spell.
always screw that one up. He has got 2 R's and 2 L's. Terr.
I'm just going to go Pryor.
That's fine.
This works, right? Jets, Washington?
I think so. Okay.
1%.
Good job. So then we're missing an obvious one there for some unknown reason, but that's fine. Hey. This is a deep cut. And I don't know if you're going to be able to help on this one or not.
Okay.
Mark Schlereth. Stink. Now, I know
the Broncos.
For a fact the Broncos.
I couldn't tell you.
And I want to speak Washington into existence.
I have no idea.
On Mark Schlereth. Do you want to set that one aside, get Chargers, or Bucks out of the way?
Yeah, it's Chargers, Broncos, not Vincent Jackson.
I think so. Right?
Yeah, that's why I said it. I think so. I mean, unless we could just think of another one.
It sounds right. It really does. All right, so obviously I like Darren Sproles.
I mean, I'm pretty sure it's him.
Okay, take it. Rip it.
Well, I don't want to be wrong because then we're done.
No, I'll listen to it.
Unless we can think of a better one.
Offhand, I can't. Obviously not like Phillip Rivers, Antonio Gates.
Sony Michel, did he play for Tampa? I don't think.
No, I remember the Rams. Rip Vincent Jackson. I don't think we're going to be able to come up with a better one.
Oh, I'm going to be upset.
No, it's all right. Nice. Okay. All right. Okay. All right. I want to say Matt Prater, but I don't. There's a kicker. I know there's a kicker. It's not Joey Sly. It's not Fat Randy.
Not Zane Gonzalez.
I don't know. That's a good pull, but I don't know.
So. I don't think so.
I want to believe in a kicker here. So
I mean, Emmanuel Sanders, I don't think he ever played for Washington.
I don't think so either.
Julius Thomas, I don't think he ever played for Washington. I mean, we can never think of defensive guys.
Well, yeah, D'Angelo Hall corner. Ryan Kerrigan only ever played for Washington. Albert Hainsworth was there, but he never played in Denver. DeMarcus Ware never went to Washington.
No.
What?
Bobby Wagner never played in Denver, did he?
No, I like your thought, though, because he was in...
I
like where he went, yeah. He's there now, isn't he?
I believe so, yeah.
That's a good pull, but now. London Fletcher, I don't think was ever in...
I don't think we're missing a quarterback.
No, I was trying to think of the Washington guys. Like, not Jake Delhomme. There was another white guy, 2000s, something like Jake Delhomme. Like Kerry Collins. Oh, God. He was a quarterback in the 2000s for Washington. Somebody like Delhomme. I can't think of his name.
Austin Eckler, no. I'm just trying to rattle off names.
Yeah.
Brian Robinson, no. Darius Geis, no. I'm just trying to think of draft picks. Aqib Talib, no. Champ Bailey, no. Did he play in Washington?
I want to buy that so bad.
I have no idea.
I want to buy Champ Bailey so bad.
Really?
Yeah.
Can I buy a vowel?
That's our new number one. I think that works.
I don't remember him in Washington at all.
So a guy I went to college with was a Washington Redskins fan back in the day. And I think he had a Champ Bailey jersey. I kind of like Champ Bailey.
All right, how much time do we have?
1 minute.
All right.
1 minute. 1 minute. I kind of like Champ Bailey. All right.
Torrey Smith, no, I don't even know if he played neither. Harris Campbell, no. Jerick McKinnon, no. Who's the other pass-catching backs?
Wes Welker never played there in Washington. I mean,
J.D. McKissick.
Stokely.
I don't think J.D. McKissick works.
That's a deep cut. I remember J.D. McKissick
Royce
on the Washington.
I'm just thinking of Broncos running backs. Royce Freeman.
Yeah. Philip Lindsay.
So you think Champ Bailey?
I think Champ Bailey works.
I cannot picture the uniform.
I think it's right.
Is that going to be our guess?
Yep. I think it's Champ Bailey. I actually feel really good about it.
Oh, God. I don't know if that makes me feel better or worse.
Make me feel really bad. Yeah! Yes! Nice! I knew it. Nice. Good pull.
Yes.
Good pull.
Clinton Portis.
Good call.
Before my time.
Oh, we didn't even use Fitzpatrick for any of those.
Yeah. All team Melvin Gordon, Joe Namath, Tom Brady. We got most of the most popular ones. Wow, Champ Bailey, huh?
Champ Bailey. Good pull.
Should I see who else?
I want to see if Mark Schlereth works. Click on that.
That was Broncos Washington?
Yeah. I want to see if that actually works there.
Champ Bailey, Clinton Portis. Mark Schlereth.
All right. Nice.
Samaje Perine.
Oh, yeah.
I think that's Vernon Davis.
He did? Didn't I say Vernon Davis?
He did, yeah.
I didn't know he played in Denver.
Apparently he played 9 games in Denver.
9, so yeah, not very much. Nice. I just like it when Schlereth would have worked and we got Champ Bailey. Nice. I like it. I like it a lot. You know what I don't like? You have got to turn things around.
Did I do that bet again?
Oh, get to it.
I thought I did good.
Woo! We are slipping into the abyss. Gosh. Slipping ever so slightly into the abyss. Take a swig of your drink, Ryan. You need it. 13 games on the slate a week ago. Well, I got good news for you in a way. You and I had the same exact record. The bad news is our record,
I think I did good.
was 5-8.
Oh wait, no, I didn't do good.
5-8.
No, I had to go even.
Here, tell me if I'm wrong on any of these. Here's your rundown. Loss on Detroit, didn't cover.
Correct.
You won on Jacksonville.
Correct.
You won on Miami. You won.
Did Miami cover?
Yeah, they covered.
What was the spread?
5.5.
Oh, it was 5.5.
Yeah,
oh,
so they won.
Let's go.
You won on Minnesota.
Yes.
You lost on New Orleans.
No way.
They didn't cover. It's 4.5.
Oh, it's 4.5?
4.5.
Damn.
We both lost on New Orleans. You lost on Philly because it was such a big number at 13.
I didn't take the Panthers?
No, you took Philly. I remember you. I took Carolina, and I remember we had the conversation, and I said that's too many points, and you still took Philly.
No, I'm gonna have to go watch the tape on that because I swear my reasoning was you just got a dramatic win against Philadelphia. You're gonna come in and sleepwalk. 13 points is a lot. I'm gonna have to go watch the film.
Go watch the tape. I wrote down Philly. I remember the conversation because I thought you were gonna be on my side of Carolina. Because I took Carolina. So
okay. Keep going.
We both won on Tampa, covered against the Raiders. You lost on Arizona.
Yeah, I did lose
outright.
Yes.
We both lost on Buffalo by the hook.
Yeah.
Lost. Oh.
No, we didn't lose by the hook, but they won.
Okay. I'm sorry.
Rams won straight up.
I gave you an L that was not an L. You won on 49ers.
Yeah, I did win on 49ers.
You run. So you're 6-7.
I swear you just said I got so many right.
No. You were 5-8. That gets you to 6-7. Oh my God!
I got the Chargers right, and I got the Bengals right.
You did.
This is why I have to double check you. Oh my God!
Here's the problem. I had the picks right. I gave you. You had your picks are correct, and I accidentally gave you losses instead of wins. You actually are 7-6. 7-6. Does that sound right? Okay. So here's where I get.
Okay, wait. So I lost the Lions.
Correct.
I lost the Saints.
Yes. Philly.
I lost.
Which we got to figure out. Yeah. Arizona. Buffalo. And the Browns.
Damn, I took the Browns.
Yeah.
So I'm 7-6?
Correct.
All right.
You won on Cincy. You're right. You won on the Chargers. You won on the 49ers.
All right. I got to go watch the film on that Eagles.
Go watch on the Eagles. I remember we had the conversation. No doubt about it. I still stand at 5-8, though, so there's nothing for me to really add up on that. I was completely wrong, and I was, I guess, projecting a little bit there on Young Ryan about our scores here. Let's run through it. Let's start with that Jags-Titans game. All right. You know, it's like two bad football teams. I guess the Jags are just a little worse or a little bit better. Titans are fried. They're both 3-10. You actually would have liked a tie there when it comes to the playoff standings there. Or, I'm sorry, the draft pick standings for the Browns. I'm not going to spend too much time on this game, Ryan. You won on the Jags getting that cover. Titans, I took them for some idiotic reason, and they lose that.
So we would have picked on last Friday?
Yeah, we had a normal week last week.
What was the date of last Friday?
The 6th. 6th. I mean, I'll give it to you if you want it.
No, because I just genuinely, I want to know now.
Okay, that's fine. 2 interceptions for Mac Jones. The team got much going on. I think Doug Peterson's still going to get fired. Jets are still really bad, and it is the Dolphins that get a narrow 6-point win on a 5.5-point spread right there. To a 331 and a couple of touchdowns. Achane gets in the end zone. Hey, they're back throwing to Tyreek Hill, and they look pretty good doing that. Miami spicy at 6-7, and I do want to run through the playoff scenarios on PFF a little bit later. Jalen Waddle almost had 100 yards as well. For the Jets, I mean, that's got to be the worst feeling that you could have, is that Garrett Wilson and Devontae Adams both went over 100 yards. You threw a touchdown. You got a rushing touchdown, and still not good enough to win the game. You know, Sauce Gardner didn't play in that game. They were missing Breece Hall. Jets are packing it in. I don't know who's going to want that job. But, it's easy to throw the baby out with the bathwater to not remember. They have talented guys there. I'm a big Braylon Allen fan. I was coming out of the draft. Are you really going to go back and listen?
Of course I am.
You're going to do it now? You can't wait till after the show?
All right.
All right. No, do it now. You want to do it now? Pull it up. Pull the screen up.
Well, hold on. I got to find out. So this is the adult. Do you remember which one we did it?
I mean, it would have been the Are You Into Our Pick segment?
Yeah.
What game are you listening to right now? I have the order. It's the same order that we went in last week. That's how I wrote it down. So you tell me what game
you're at. So this is the Jets Dolphins.
2 more games to go. You got Atlanta, Minnesota, then Saints, Giants, then we get to the Panthers, Eagles. So fast forward 3 minutes.
Oh, wait.
Keep going.
Oh, yeah, because the Jets.
Yep. No, leave it down. I want to listen to this now. I want to see if I actually was right.
I don't know if this is the one.
That's it.
Is it after this one?
Oh, turn the music down for me so I can hear it. Thanks.
Now we're on Giants Saints.
Yeah, the next game is Panthers Eagles. The next game. The very next game we do.
Come on. Yeah, this has to be it.
Yep. So if you're just joining us, you're like, what the fuck are these guys doing? Ryan claims that he made a pick that I had miswritten down there. Yeah, this right here. Turn the music down. I want to hear. Put it up to my. Turn it down.
Beat the Ravens. That's a huge win. Yeah. Now you're probably coming in maybe sleeping.
Goddard out. I think Devontae Smith will be back. Maybe.
That's a lot of points.
Just gotta lose by 11. I'll take the Eagles.
Damn it!
No way! Damn it!
Tape don't lie, buddy.
I thought for sure.
Tape don't lie.
I thought for sure I took the Panthers.
You want to know what you did there? Because I know what you did. You went oppo me. You let me influence you. Now,
damn
again,
it.
You beat me this week. You picked up another 2 games on me. But that was one. You let my pick influence you, and you made the wrong pick. That's what that was. You were fighting. You were fighting.
Damn it.
And you took them. Let's get right to that game. Panthers, Eagles, get the cover. Real quick on the Jets, I actually think they have a solid roster. They should be able to attract a good head coach there. Got to get the quarterback figured out, but we'll do that. All right, so the Panthers put everything that they can up to the Eagles, but the Eagles got problems. You know, Brandon Graham coming out. You see all that story about him, Jalen Hurts and A.J. Brown aren't friends, or they aren't anymore. Just drama. Hurts only throws for 108. Saquon still a beast. And actually, if I'm Philly, I think that's a good little test for them. I really do think that is a solid little, test. For the Panthers, you just keep buying that Bryce Young's going to be good. But, imagine we live in a world that he goes 97 yards with under a minute and no timeouts to beat the Eagles. What would that be?
Yeah.
And I'm going to call it for what it is. I thought Jet caught that ball.
I did too.
I don't know how I know he rolled on it and kind of obviously hit the ground there, but reason for optimism there for the Panthers. Eagles are like a lot of good teams. Sometimes they screw around and just don't find out. the drama there, is that not all Sirianni? It just seems like he breeds drama.
I mean, this one, right, is A.J. Brown and Jalen Hurts.
So
I think A.J. Brown's not happy because...
So he's not getting the football, or whatever. And he had 4 catches for 43 yards. And that is any receiver that's ever played the game of football ever. When your team is struggling or not winning as much as you think and you're not getting the football, you're going to say, throw me the football more. What it was, Brandon Graham let it slip that he said something along the lines that Jalen Hurts and A.J. Brown used to be really good friends, but that's not the case anymore. And everybody goes, whoa! They go, what do you mean? And then he instantly was like, oh, wait, that's going to get aggregated, it's going to get backed up, and that's not really what I meant, and all that other kind of stuff. And it's, well, you still said it. And okay, let me throw this on you, okay? What if the drama is not Nick Sirianni? What if the drama is Jalen Hurts? Now, you're not going to fire Jalen Hurts. But it's easy when they sit there and they just keep spewing and casting the crap onto Nick Sirianni's plate, saying that he's the real problem. Well, maybe it's not him. I don't know. And drama is never good for a football team. You need guys that are going to play for one and all that kind of stuff. But if your star quarterback and your star receiver are not on the same page, that's not good.
No.
That's not good. So maybe it is Jalen Hurts. I don't know. For Carolina, again, get the cover there. Thought that's about as good a game as they could play.
Are you worried about Philadelphia at all? You think that's a sign? I mean,
no.
Okay, well, here's the question. In today's NFL, I believe they rank second to last in pass attempts and damn near bottom of the barrel in pretty much every passing statistic. Still have 12 wins. Why? Because you have Saquon Barkley making a case to win MVP. Obviously, it's going to be Josh Allen, but he's leading the league in damn near every rushing category. Can you win a Super Bowl with that formula?
You are asking to not have a fall off for a running back late in the season. That's a hard ask. Now, you don't give a damn about my fantasy team, and I don't give a damn about your fantasy team. But everybody out there that's in the playoffs with them, you're hoping that's not the case. The positive part is that's all they got. That's all they got is him. So they're going to keep feeding him the football. What you, please God, don't want to have evidence. He stubs a toe, he twists an ankle, something like that. So the question is, can you be that dominant? But still knowing that you have A.J. Brown and Devontae Smith. If you really still need to throw the football against them, you will. And I still look at that defense and say they have really good players on that side of the football too. Now, they've been ravaged with injuries. Brandon Graham's hurt. He's out for the year. They're missing some other guys, but that defense is still really solid. I have not faded on the Eagles. They're one of my favorite. I'm not going to pick them to win the Super Bowl. I'm not even going to pick them to win the NFC. But it would not shock me anything that they do in the playoffs. I could see them in the Super Bowl. I could see them losing in the first round.
I just can't. I mean, how do you beat the Lions if you can't throw the ball? It's almost impossible.
Yeah, ball control. You're going to have to just, again, ride Saquon for the best that you can and just hope that he's healthy. And maybe
but to beat the Lions, you got to score damn near 30 points guaranteed. Yeah. And can you do that in a playoff game? Yeah. Only really running the ball? I don't know.
Yeah, who knows? Poop game of the weekend. Saints beat the Giants, but they did not cover. Derek Carr hurt. Potential IR. They think he's going to come back. What in the world is that point? Jake Haener might have to start. Locke started. This game was just atrocious to watch and was not even worth more of our time on that one, correct?
Correct. Calm down.
Stop kicking Atlanta back.
Yeah, what is wrong with you? It's in your DNA. It's in your DNA.
More interceptions for Kirk. Darnold, 5. The Vikings looked like the Lions, where they just beat the living crap out of a team. I don't know what's wrong with me. I really don't. Addison, 3. Jefferson, 2. Minnesota, 11-2 beasts. Falcons, trash. Why? Why do I keep doing it? I don't know.
You like pain. You're like a masochist.
Should they just go to Penix? We asked this exact same question last week. Kirk goes 344, but two interceptions. Doesn't even throw a touchdown in the game.
Yeah, he would definitely be in right now if the NFC South wasn't just straight trash and they weren't competing for the playoffs still. So interesting to see if they'll make the move.
Again, the shock that, Bijan Robinson 92 and a touchdown, that's fine. They just don't throw to Kyle Pitts anymore. Drake London was their 3rd leading receiver. They got to throw to Darnell Mooney and Ray McCloud. I really think that's what I think the game is up that they are void of some skill position players down there outside of Bijan Robinson. I will not put any ill will on Bijan Robinson. He's really good. I do think they're void of talent on the outside there, and that's what's happening here with Kirk Cousins. And you know now that there's just that growing feeling of, yeah, let's put Penix in. It can't be much worse than this. Once you start that, there ain't no going back. The thing is, you're 6-7 and in this thing. What are you going to do? Yeah. You're going to trust a rookie to win games down the stretch for you to make the playoffs? I don't know about that. I'm an idiot. I took the Falcons. I don't know why I do it. Buccaneers take care of business as they down the lowly Las Vegas Raiders. Right now, Bucs are leading the AFC South at 7-6. Baker 3 touchdowns, threw one to Rachaad White. He ran another one in. Is Tampa now on a 3-game win streak? Is that correct? They are on a 3-game win streak.
After losing 4 straight.
They lost 4 straight. They're on a 3-game win streak. But you know who they beat? The Giants, Panthers, and Raiders. Here you go for the Bucs. Chargers, Cowboys, Sunday Night Football. Panthers, Saints on the way out.
Oh,
so
that
not
could be
too
3 out of
hard.
4.
Yeah, not too hard. Not too bad there on the way out.
Bake show back in the playoffs.
Back in the playoffs potentially there. Raiders are taking for a draft pick. Ain't much going on there. Antonio Pierce going to lose that job. Seahawks, get it done. Every week I go to the Cardinals suck or not. And maybe they do. But we knew it. Josh Allen on the road. Josh Allen. We'll get to that game in a second. Geno Smith on the road gets it done. 30-18. Only threw the 1 touchdown. But Zach Charbonnet without Kenneth Walker. Kenneth Walker injury problems?
I think just every Seattle running back has injury problems.
Yeah, that's probably it. Jackson Smith and Jake look good. DK still with the injuries. 2 touchdowns, 2 interceptions for Kyler Murray. That's pretty much it, man. You know, was there not a fluky play in that game or something? I can't remember. But 30-18, Seattle gets the win there. I won in Seattle. Ryan had Arizona. Unfortunate there. And one of the more electric games of the season, combined 86 points and another MVP performance for Josh Allen with 6 total touchdowns. 44-42 Rams. What a game. What a game. Kyron Williams 2. Puka runs one in, catches another. How the Rams won that game, I have no idea.
When you have, I don't mean to like insanely hype up Sean McVay, but I mean, when you have such a good coach and a winning culture as they've had.
Well, I'll tell you this. It was diverse. You had 2 here, 1 here, 2 here. It wasn't all just Josh Allen. I think the downfall in that game is that they couldn't run the ball with James Cook. Now, again, you got suckered into an offensive shootout kind of game, and Buffalo had to score 3 touchdowns late because they were down most of that game. But it's hard. Could you have an MVP performance in a loss? Yeah. That's kind of why I started with that. An MVP performance in a loss.
Yeah, I think you can.
Okay. I mean, he had that. 6 touchdowns was absolutely insane.
I mean, you can't play defense.
Stafford, 320. You know the other crazy thing? There were, 67 pass attempts, but you had 86 points. There was not a single sack in that game. Defense optional for that game. It was a lot of fun, though, because that's what you think the Rams can be. When they're cooking with Kyron Williams, who I think gets so slept on, man. He is so good. With Puka and Cooper now healthy, Stafford, what he's doing, the Rams can do that. The Rams can do it. No defense being played. Really fun game. We both lost on Buffalo on that one. 49ers back to their winning ways. They beat up on the Bears, who are fired Eberflus, doesn't help. Purdy back with a couple of touchdowns in that one. Garendo filling in. He gets former Cleveland Brown. Oh, no, Patrick Taylor got in the end zone there. I don't know why I saw Pierre Strong somewhere.
Pierre Strong?
Yeah, I don't know why I saw that. It flashed on my screen there. Bears suck. New head coach going to have to fix some things. Are you worried about Caleb? 2 touchdowns, only $134, though.
I'll worry about him if he still struggles next year with the new coach.
Yeah, that's fine. 49ers get it done. You won on the 49ers. I, for some reason, took Chicago. KC continues to be the luck of the draw.
Unbelievable. How do they do it?
19-17. How do they find a kicker? How do they keep finding these guys? 17-19, they get the win. A little disappointing from Justin Herbert, to be honest with you. Mahomes actually was worse. 210 and 213, touchdown each. But they just get down the field when they need it. Again, I think if you want to take the bias out of it, a fun game to a point, They kicked the field goal. I guess it wasn't. No, they kicked it. Here's the crazy thing. They went on a 4-minute drive to ice that game out and not let them even have a chance to kick a 31-yard field goal. Done. What are you going to do?
I think 6 wins now, less than 3 points for them on the season.
Yep, and some fluky things that have happened.
And, I mean, if they only beat the Browns by 3, that'd be something.
Yeah, it would be. Again, good position for them. Chargers still going to make the playoffs, but you'd like a little bit more out of your franchise quarterback there. And then we go to Monday Night Football. Oops. Oops. Don't touch the ball, man! Muffed punt. Dallas kicks it, and Jamar Chase is inevitable. Since he gets it done, we both took Cincy. That was a lock. I sit here sounding like a cocky hate-hole. So like, oh, I knew the whole time. It ain't a fluky, weird play to get that done. They get the cover. It is what it is. Cincy spicy, trying, but they're going to have to win out. I think they're done.
Yeah, I think they gave them like a 24% chance.
Here, you want to know? Hang on, I'm going to do that. I was reading this morning on Pro Football Talk. PFT, sorry. We're almost out of time here. It's almost where is Florio? Why can I not find Pro Football Talk? Because it's all one word. Separate it out, please. Here's the NFL playoff picture. Ready to go? Here we go. All right, NFC. Detroit, Philly clinched. Seattle leads the West. Tampa leads the South. Wild cards. Minnesota's 11-2 with that loss to the Lions hurting their chances, but there is a rematch in Week 18. Packers, as I mentioned, 9-4, even though they got swept by the Lions and lost to the Vikings. Outside of the NFC North, they're 9-1. And then the Commanders have, in essence, a 2-game lead in the wild card. Outside, Rams 7-6, but they did get the win over the Bills. Atlanta is 6-7, and they have to win the South. Cardinals 6-7, bad for the NFC West. San Francisco 6-7, not gonna make it. Saints 2 games out. Dallas sucks. Bears suck. Everybody else sucks. AFC. Kansas City clinched the AFC West in a 2-game lead for the number 1 seed. Bills have clinched the East, but will likely lose the first round bye because of their loss to the Rams. Pittsburgh's have not only a big lead, but the tiebreaker in the AFC North. Houston leads the AFC South, but they should win it because everybody else sucks. Baltimore 8-5. They have the head-to-head tiebreaker over the Chargers. Chargers are in and hold the tiebreaker over the Broncos. Broncos also, so they're all 8-5. The Ravens, Chargers, and Broncos, all 8-5. And again, in essence, a 2-game lead. Colts are there, but they only can catch the Texans, basically. Probably not going to do that. Miami, 6-7. Faint hope. Win out. Try to make it. Bengals are 5-8, even if they run the table. 9-8. Probably ain't going to make it. Browns, Jags, Jets, Titans, Patriots, Raiders, all mathematically eliminated.
Woo!
Texans can clinch the South this week with a win and a Colts loss. Steelers clinch a playoff berth with a win or Colts and Dolphins losses this weekend. Vikings clinch a playoff berth with a win or a Rams or Seattle loss. So they're all in with the teams that have already clinched. That's where we stand. All right, bad week for me. Not so bad for Ryan. Good and good. All right, we got a busy time up. We got to do it today before we get to the bracket. Let's roll. All right, here we go. The 10th of December, 1 year ago today, Browns beat Jacksonville 31-27. Joe Flacco threw 3 touchdowns, and the Browns become just the 13th team since the 1950 merger to start 4 quarterbacks for multiple games. Then they also became one of the few teams to have 4 different quarterbacks win a game for them. Browns improved to 8-5 and led the AFC wildcard 1 year ago. That seems forever ago.
Sure does.
8-5, leading the AFC wildcard literally a calendar year ago today. Also 1 year ago today, the Guardians signed Austin Hedges. Hedgehog, he's back again. Might need to be our starting catcher. That's the most story for another day. This day, 2018, reports that the Guardians, Indians, Corey Kluber trades were intensifying. He was limited only 7 starts in 2018 with a broken arm, then an ab strain. He actually wasn't traded until December of 2019. 4?
That would be 1 Mr. Emmanuel Clase.
Clase is the answer. This day, 2017, you know how it goes for the Browns. We fall to the Packers 27-21 in overtime. 1,000 million credits if you name the starting quarterback for Green Bay this day, 2017, that beat us in the overtime. It obviously was not Aaron Rodgers.
Sure. Okay. Would this be a crazier pool than Tim Boyle?
Yes.
2017 Green Bay.
Okay. I don't know if this will help.
Tyler Huntley?
No.
Why do you say that?
Because I think you're thinking of somebody else that you're damn close.
Am I thinking of Chase?
No.
Oh, no. Brett.
Brett Hundley is correct. Wow. My hint was
remember that.
I kind of liked him coming out of UCLA.
I remember that.
Brett Hundley beats the Browns this day, 2017. I'll write you an IOU over there.
Thank you.
Deshaun Kaiser threw up an interception in overtime to then allow the Packers to go score the winning touchdown. We fought at 0-13. We were leading 21-7 going into the fourth quarter and lost in overtime. That's the 2017 Browns story right there. This day, 1978. Actually, sorry, this is a movie that I didn't move down to the movies, but it's one of those things. It debuted, but it wasn't the release.
Sure.
You want it?
Sure.
Superman.
Okay.
Debuted at the Kennedy Center for Arts. It's Christopher Reeve's first ever movie. 78. This day, 1901, the first ever Nobel Peace Prizes were awarded. Can you name me the 5 areas that you can get a Nobel Peace Prize in?
I'll try my best. That's for sure. Literature.
That is 1.
Science. It's labeled differently.
There's 3 all under the label of science.
Chemistry.
Nice.
Biology.
No.
Okay.
Okay, think about who's like a really famous scientist that won a Nobel Peace Prize. Everybody says you're a real what?
Einstein.
Correct. What did he usually work in?
Oh, physics.
Physics.
Chemistry, physics, and...
So you have chemistry, physics, and literature. You got 2 more.
Literature. So there's another science one?
Yeah, and then there's another one that, again, and a lot of other famous people that have won a Nobel Peace Prize have won it for. The Nobel Peace Prize.
Yeah, what is it called, though?
The Nobel Peace Prize.
Just...
The Nobel Peace Prize. Peace.
Oh, it's called Peace?
Just peace. That's
so I'm missing one
Gandhi.
science one?
That's Nelson Mandela.
I'm missing one science one?
One science one. I don't know if you can get it.
You don't think so?
Well, okay, here's your hint. This was a conversation not for the year. What were we talking about this morning before we started the show? Don't say it, but just think about it. What does that all have to do with?
We were talking about multiple things.
The thing everybody's talking about right now.
Memeology?
What is it?
I said memeology.
No, not memeology.
That's not yet.
No, the insurance guy.
We're
talking about the insurance guy who got shot.
Oh, yeah.
What does insurance have to usually deal with?
Health?
Medicine.
Oh, medicine. Okay.
Medicine.
Okay.
The 5 areas: physics, chemistry, medicine, literature, and peace.
Okay.
I will not win for any of those, but that's the Nobel Peace Prize. This day, 1690, the first ever paper currency was distributed amongst the U.S. colonies. Oh, I'm out of order here. This day, 1922, the Canton Bulldogs claimed the first ever NFL title. They beat the Toledo Maroons 19-0.
NFL title?
Yeah. In 1922, the Canton Bulldogs. 1919, the National League outlawed the spitball. Take that for what it is. This day, 1786. Did you ever have Encyclopedia Britannica growing up? The first ever Encyclopedia Britannica was sold in England this day, 1786. They had the online, the Encarta Encyclopedia. They had a game. It was like medieval times. You had to answer questions to go through a dungeon. I can't remember that name. It was so much fun. I used to go, like, you'd have study hall in high school. You just go into the library. I'd play that game for hours. What is that called? We do not have time for this at all, Matt, but here we are. I cannot spell encyclopedia. Encarta game. Here it is. Encarta Mind Maze. That's it. Encarta Mind Maze on 95. Windows 95. Encarta Encyclopedia Mind Maze. That was it. I loved that game. All right, I got a bunch of Heismans. This day, 1995, Rashaan Salam. 2001, Eric Crouch. 2005, Reggie Bush. 2011, RG3. And 2016, Lamar Jackson. Very happy birthday to former Indians pitcher Paul Ossenmacher, Dion Waiters, Taco Fall, former Cavalier, Joe Burrow, Emily Dickinson, Bobby Flay, Raymond Simone, Tiana Taylor, and Michael Clark Duncan, all celebrating birthdays today. 4 movies for you today. This day, 2012. This movie also has a 12 in the name of it.
Ocean's 12?
That is correct. Proper ordering of the Ocean's 11 movies. Ocean 11, Ocean 13. Maybe Ocean's 8. Ocean's 12 is actually my least favorite one.
I'm only seeing the first one. Ocean's 11.
Third one's pretty good. But Ocean's 12 this day, 2012. All right, this day, 2010. We talked about this actor not too long ago for his drastic weight changes.
Okay, Christian Bale.
One of those was for this movie in 2012 that I believe he was nominated, or 2010, excuse me, that he was nominated and might have even won the Academy Award for Best Supporting
Well, we just
Actor.
talked about, not The Machinist.
He did. He won the Academy Award for Best Supporting Actor for this movie.
Oh, who's a supporting actor?
Yes. It
Because
was not
what-
The Machinist. We did talk about The Machinist. But I said he had to lose all the weight for The Machinist, got it back for Batman.
Oh, right. It's,
had to lose it for this role.
The Fighter.
The Fighter is correct.
With
He
Wahlberg?
Yeah, it's a good flick, man.
Yeah.
Based on a true story, plays his brother. That's a good movie. I like The Fighter. He did win Best Supporting Actor for that role in The Fighter this day, 2010. All right, this day, 2009. I've never seen it, but is, at the time, I think, the largest grossing movie of all time.
Avatar?
That is correct. Has it been passed?
I think so. By Avatar 2.
Oh, I'm sure. So they do inflation adjusted as well.
Right, because like Avengers Endgame is up there.
So actually, Avatar is still number 1. Avatar is still
first
number
Avatar?
1. Yeah. Then Avengers Endgame.
Oh, so they're taking inflation.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, no. Because actually, adjusted for inflation, Gone with the Wind is the highest grossing inflation movie of all time. We talk about strict dollars. Avatar's number 1, but here's the weird thing. Avengers Endgame was number 1, and then it fell back because Avatar took it back over, probably when the second Avatar came out. So Avatar is number 1, then Avengers Endgame, then Avatar 2, then Titanic, then Star Wars The Force Awakens. Avatar, the first one, has made $2.9 billion from 2009 with that one. All right, final one this day, 1999. This is really weird that this is on Michael Clark Duncan's birthday.
The Green Mile.
That is correct. That is correct. The Green Mile. All right, Peter, Michael Clark Duncan. Damn. Too early. He was so good. Michael Clark Duncan is, and of course, Green Mile was correct. All right, we got to get to Bragway to fill us out. Best animated adult show of all time. So you want me to? I have so many. Number 1 seeds have got to be Simpsons. It's got to be Family Guy.
Yeah. Okay, wait, hold on.
Are you sure we haven't done this one before?
I don't think we have, dude. I don't remember.
I know I've done it in the past. Like
I don't remember.
I obviously have done the bracket for a long time.
I don't remember us doing it.
Okay. All right. Well, you know what? If we don't remember, I doubt anybody else remembers, so we'll have fun with it. All right, number 1's got to be Simpsons. You're off a little. Yeah, there you go.
Man,
You and your perfectionism.
my freaking... I accidentally clicked it. Hold on. We'll do this live.
Let's do it live. We'll do it live.
All right, so Simpsons you think has to be number 1?
I think Family Guy's got to be number 1.
All right. Simpsons. Family Guy. I would agree on Family Guy. Is South Park
Yes.
a number 1 seed?
Yeah.
Okay.
I got a lot of love for Rick and Morty.
Yeah, I don't know if I
about
want to put that as a number 1 seed.
Put him as a 2 somewhere.
Okay, we'll put it as 2, whatever we decide is this number 1. Rick and Morty.
Beavis and Butthead, Archer.
None of those are number 1s.
Okay.
The only, like, I'm thinking, like...
Futurama. King of the Hill, Family Guy, Simpsons, American Dad.
I feel like they were missing one. That's really popular. Right. Maybe I just can't think.
Best animated shows of all time.
You got to make sure it's like adult comedy.
Yeah, because like Batman the Animated Series is in here. No, I think you're pretty close.
All right, then let's do
Flintstones, Beavis and Butthead. Best animated. I'll put adult.
You know, we can make Rick and Morty in one scene.
I got a lot of love for Rick and Morty.
Yeah, it is a great show.
I got a lot of love for Rick and Morty. Bob's Burgers.
Yeah, that should be a 2
Robot
seed.
Chicken.
Wait, hold up.
Go ahead.
Bob's Burgers.
Yep. Throw Archer in somewhere.
Robot Chicken.
Yep.
Well, we got to put American Dad's got to be a 2 seed.
Yeah, but don't put it with Family Guy.
I'll put it with Simpsons.
Yeah, because it's the same.
Yeah,
the same show.
American Dad's super slept on.
Never watched it. I got off Family Guy. I used to watch Family Guy all the time.
You said Archer?
Yeah, Archer's probably deserving of a 2 seed, right?
I never watched it, but
where'd you put King of the Hill? They got to be a 2 seed.
Oh.
All right, that's fine. You don't have to do that. Put them in 4. Put them. Yeah, right there. Perfect. Thank you. King of the Hill. I love King of the Hill.
I don't know if I like it that much.
I love King of the Hill. So good.
All right, well, I'll put mine as a 3 seed. I know it's not going to win, so it doesn't matter,
That's
but
fine.
I'll just put it in group 1 because it's not going to win. But elite show, BoJack Horseman.
Okay, that's fine. I can respect that. I can
Such a
respect
good
that.
show.
We got to probably put Beavis and Butthead somewhere as a 3 seed. Put them in
Yeah.
group 3. Yeah, I like that. I like that. Sorry, I'm not. I Google it and then I don't go back. All right, Daryl says Simpsons.
Well, we
Family
got to
Guy,
put Futurama.
Yeah, Futurama's got to make it. Probably better off as a 3 seed than not. Wait, you got rid of King of the Hill.
No, I didn't.
Yeah, you did.
Did I?
Yeah, that's what you just erased.
Oh.
And then put them in what's group 2?
Yeah.
Yeah. Futurama right there. Yes. All right. So we just have 4 seeds, right?
Yes.
All right. I'm just gonna rip through everything here that I have on the Twitter inbox just to make sure we didn't miss anything. Family Guy, Rick and Morty, got it. I got some love for Rocky and Bullwinkle. I think it might be kids though. I don't know. I'll leave it up to you. Also, the Flintstones.
Is that adult?
Probably not. Rick and Morty, got it. Metaapocalypse.
Never heard of it.
Never heard of it. Eric also says Beavis and Butthead. The Boondocks. Put them in.
The Boondocks? I
Yeah,
never
put the
watched that
Boondocks.
one.
Yeah, put them in. Rick and Morty, South Park, Archer, Futurama, Simpsons, Family Guy, King of the Hill, American Dad.
So we need 3 more.
Ren and Stimpy.
I've never watched it. Is it adult?
Kinda. Mike says Harley Quinn for a newer one.
Oh, wow. He's spitting facts.
Put Harley Quinn in there.
Have you ever watched it, Matt?
No, I probably should as a DC fan. I don't know why.
Oh, my God, dude. It's incredible.
I'm finishing Penguin tonight. I got my last episode of Penguin tonight. I'm super jacked.
It's incredible.
How many more do you need?
2.
Oh. I'm trying to think older ones, too.
We're getting Solar Opposites.
Oh, yeah. Check YouTube. Yeah.
Oh,
YouTube.
they got some good ones. Solar Opposites. Big Mouth is good.
Is it?
Aqua Teen Hunger Force.
Oh,
that one scared me.
yeah,
That one scared me as a
Aqua Teen
kid.
Hunger Force.
Isn't that like the meatball, the drink, and the
Yeah.
fries? That one scared me. I mean, those could be our last 3.
That's fine. Yeah. I mean, get it. I mean, I'd much rather get it from the fans out there.
Oh, we only need 2 more actually. So.
All right, best adult animated series from IMDb: Rick and Morty,
We gotta
Simpsons,
put
South
Big-
Park, Family Guy, Futurama, Archer, Bob's Burgers, BoJack Horseman, The Venture Brothers.
Big Mouth is a crazy 4 seed.
Okay,
But what am I
Big
gonna
Mouth
do
is
about it?
actually 11th on this list.
Dude, it's so good.
Robot Chicken, King of the Hill, Duckman. Remember that one?
So Solar Opposites is kind of like Rick and Morty. I think it's along
What's
the
the
same
one
lines.
that he's? What's the one that he's a lawyer? Is that BoJack Horseman?
No, he was an actor.
What's the one that he's a lawyer?
Who's a lawyer?
The animated. It's an animated series. Like the main character's a lawyer. I don't know.
Did you just watch Better Call Saul on shrooms or something?
No, maybe. Well, that'd be nice. Final Space, Aqua Teen Hunger Force, The Flintstones, American Dad.
I guess we can do Aqua Teen Hunger.
Oh,
Force.
Harvey Birdman, Attorney at Law. That's what I was thinking of. I'm not
Never
saying
even
it
heard of
deserves
it.
to go. Here's Put this one in. I can't say this.
What
It's like
even is that?
Apocalypse. Apparently, it ran for 63 episodes. Metal. OCAL. Y.
Metal locale pop. What?
It's like Apocalypse, but with metal.
Metal.
Metal op. I can't do it.
Okay, it's metal, and then what's after metal?
I said I was spelling it.
Okay.
Metal OCALYPSE.
Metalocalypse.
Yeah, something like that.
All right.
We're done then.
I don't exactly know what that is, but
I don't know either. Hey, I got nominated. It's on this list. We'll put it in there.
All right. What gets your vote? I'm gonna go group 1. I'm gonna go BoJack Horseman. I mean, that shows. I love American, and I love American Dad.
I don't
I'm
really
just going
watch either
BoJack
one of
Horseman.
those
It's kind of
other ones.
niche.
Yeah, that's fine. I don't really watch either one of those. Family Guy will get my vote in
And
group 2.
group 2, Family Guy gets my vote. But dude, Big Mouth is so good.
Yeah.
So what's your vote for 1?
I'll go with you on BoJack Horseman.
Oh, have you seen it?
No, but I don't watch
Okay.
Simpsons. I don't watch any of them.
Take
so
my
if
word
that's
for
your
it.
vote,
Take my
if
word
that's
for
where
it.
you want to go with it, then I will give you the sympathy vote over there for that. So there you go. Done and done. All right, appreciate everybody joining us tonight. Josh and Maria Cribbs with the return. Hey, I want to shout out James Rapine. His YouTube channel passed 50,000 subscribers today.
Wow.
After that big Bengals win. So obviously James does Enter the Jungle with us, but then he's got his own YouTube channel on the other side of it. And he passed 50,000 subscribers. So congratulations to him. That's awesome for him. That comes your way tonight. Recap that big win for the Bengals. We're back tomorrow, 9 a.m., same time. I feel like we're forgetting something, but we got it all. We don't get the giveaway, right?
Yeah,
We're good on the grid. We hit the bracket. We got it all for it. Appreciate your support. Following at Matt Fontana Show on Twitter. At Matt Fontana 3. Ryan is at Ryan Tyler 33. Love you. Appreciate you. Enjoy the rest of your day. We'll talk to you tomorrow. For Ryan Tyler, I'm Matt Fontana. As always, take it easy.